gentlemen, Ted Rogers, Chris Emmett and George Roper, Karen and Dusty Bin, and the 3-2-1 girls.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and goodbye. Yes, this indeed. Oh, don't worry too much. It's the end of the series at the moment, but we will be back a bit later on in the year to see you then. We want to say thank you very much indeed for being so nice to us. And I must say, it's going to be the last time this series you'll have the chance to try that. So will you give it a go now? Go on. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. You still can't do it, can you? You know, some people don't like me doing that. They think it's too near the knuckle. But we are coming back later in the year, so don't forget, make sure to renew your TV licenses, because not many people realise that TV detector van, he does come round, you know. Have you ever had him? Anybody here ever had him round? He's been to my place. It's not just a commercial. He came to my place, he said, I want to see your TV licence. I gave it to him. He said, this is last year's licence. I said, well, you're showing last year's programmes. What do you expect? Well, there they are. All right, Karen, and how's our metal mascot this week?
Oh, he's fine, but, you know, he'll be glad when the show's over so we can get away from it all.
Yeah, Jenny was telling me last week he's thinking of going away.
Uh-huh. He doesn't know, but he's had several tips where to go.
He has?
He has, yes. Well, there's Wakefield tip, Halifax tip, Bradford tip.
He'll be at home in all of those places. OK, Karen, take him away. We'll see them both a bit later on. Don't forget, he's the booby prize still. Anybody wins him, they get a brand new dustbin. Which leads me to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you, mums and dads, boys and girls. In fact, the whole 16.5 million people who put our show right up there near the #1 shot in the ratings. It really has been marvellous of you. And I would like you to come in right now and see a few. We've had thousands of letters sent in, but these are just some of the paintings and drawings that have been sent in by many, many people here. And these little models here rather amaze me. This one here, that's a cup that's been painted by, I've got the note here, who painted that. It was, in fact, Gillian Thompson, who's 13 years old. And that one there, there's a cardboard, well, Dusty made there. That's from Sarah Graham. She's 10. This one down here, that's a Darren Kemp. He made that little one there. This one amazes me. Have a look at that. That's nearly like the one you can buy in the shops. He's made of felt, would you believe? And he was, in fact, sent in by Mrs. Elsie Webb from New Hinksley near Oxford, who, in fact, is over 80 years old. So, Elsie, bless you very much. Thank you. All right, fellas, take them away. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go. As usual on 3, 2, 1, and so, of course, our most important people here tonight, our couples playing the games. Will you say a big hello to them right now?
My couple are Kathy and Paul Middleton from Yeadon near Leeds.
My couple are Pat and Terry Gould from Swinton in Lancashire. My couple are Janet and David Stevens from Grays in Essex.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Thank you. So, David and Janet Stevens from Grays in Essex. Now then, I know that part of the world quite well. I played out there quite a bit in cabaret. David, I see that you've got a very different job, in fact. Is this right? A computer consultant who manages a data processing bureau?
That's correct.
And what exactly is that?
Well, what we do is specialised work in all to do with cataloguing books.
It's the age of automation right now. I heard the other day, about a computer who sacked 2 robots and 3 vending machines walked out in sympathy. Now then, Janet, what about you? What do you do?
I work with David.
With David? Oh. Well, what do you do in your leisure time? What do you do for hobbies?
I used to do ballroom dancing quite a bit,
Really?
but now I basically look after the home and read a lot and that kind of thing, you know.
Don't get a chance to get out to dancing at all now?
No, not really. David isn't much of a dancer.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Exactly.
No chance. Can we have the questions? This week it's Annie St. John. Annie. Thanks, Anne. Now then, Annie.
Yes, Ted.
How have you been getting on?
Oh, fine. Yeah, but this morning, I took my car into the centre of Leeds and a traffic warden gave me a ticket for parking.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I'm going to use it every time I go down there.
She'll do that. She will. Thanks a lot, Annie. Thank you. Well, as you know, our couples have chosen their envelopes at random, so either of them could have any sort of questions, of course. We like ladies to answer first, and it's alternately. 3 ways they can be stopped in the first round, making a mistake, repeating an answer, or if the time runs out, that's when you'll hear from Mr. George Roper.
And I like being on 3, 2, 1, honestly, because we get wonderful audiences in Yorkshire, don't we? Common but wonderful people. And Ted's always good to me. He gives me all my gags, you know. He said there was a bloke crossed a seagull with a parrot. And this summer it's flying up and down Blackpool, apologising to all the holidaymakers.
Now you know why I got rid of it. Now, listen. We don't give you one to start with in the first round, OK? We just want you to score 10 out of 10, and good luck for £10 for each correct answer. Here's your question. We want the names of all breeds of dogs commonly found in this country. Now, we'll give you an example, beagle, but you must not use beagle, all right? So, all breeds of dogs commonly found in this country, now.
Red setter.
Dachshund.
Spaniel.
Toy poodle.
Bulldog.
Boxer.
Alsatian.
Collie.
Long-haired terrier.
A fellow took his dog to the pub. They all do, don't they? And he stood at the bar and the bloke said to him, "Do you want to buy a leopard skin coat for the missus?" He said, "What's it like?" He said, "It's spotless."
Well, David and Janet, there was a mistake. You said long-haired terrier. In fact, there is a smooth fox terrier and a wire fox terrier, but there isn't a breed called long-haired terrier. More, you could have said like Dalmatian, Golden Retriever, Yorkshire Terrier, of course, been here in Yorkshire. Corgi. Annie, how did they score?
Well, Janet and David scored 8, so they have £80.
£80. Good start. Very good. Bad start there. Lovely. Terry and Pat come from Swinton in Lancashire. Now then, Terry, what sort of business are you in?
Metal.
Metal?
Yeah, non-ferrous metal.
I see. Have you travel the country meeting different people, do you?
That's right, yeah.
Have you had any interesting stories to tell us about?
Well, I was out yesterday.
Oh, was it as topical as yesterday?
Working as well, you see. And I met this young lady, and she had everything a man could want for. A hairy chest, a moustache, and a deep voice.
Now then, Pat, I'm reading your details here. I see that you're a great pop music fan.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Who's your favourite pop groups?
Yellow, Cream.
Electric Light Orchestra?
Oh, yeah, fabulous.
Good luck to them in a power cut, eh? I love all those dancing groups that are up top of the pops, you know, they say. It's Legs and Co. and pans people. That's what a critic does. He pans people. Now, yes, he does. He knows. Thanks a lot, Annie. OK, you've got an 80 to catch up on. Good luck to you, Terry and Pat. And here's your first question for £10 for each correct answer. We want you to give us the names of animals, insects and plants commonly found in ponds and lakes in this country. Now, we'll give you an example. Whirligig, but you must not use whirligig. So, names of animals, insects and plants commonly found in ponds and lakes in this country. Now.
Seaweed.
Lily. Frog.
Tadpole.
Newt.
Ponds, water, fish. Here's a fish gag. A woman went to a shop. She said, "Have you got a cod's head for the cat?" The bloke said, "Why? Are you going to do a transplant?"
Gotcha. Really? Pat and Terry ran out of time there. The very first answer you gave us was seaweed. Well, it might interest a few people to know that some seaweed do extend into fresh water. A few more yes, you're happy about that. A few more you could have had like mayflies, worms, plankton, water spider, water bugs. Reed, Annie, how'd they score?
Well, Pat and Terry had 5, so they have £50.
£50. Good. Well, 50 and 80, holding hands, we've got Paul and Kathy from Yeadon, Yorkshire. Right, now, Paul, you work in the aero engine industry, yes?
That's right, Eddie, yeah.
Now, do you do any flying yourself?
No, not really, no.
Really?
No, I work for a local engineering company which makes turbine components, which supplies a well-known company in the Midlands, which make blades from turboprop to Concorde.
Concorde, that's a great plane.
Yes,
you know
it is,
that in fact, you probably know, Terry, Paul, it goes faster than the speed of a rifle bullet. Let's hope it does, because when it goes over Afghanistan, it might have to prove it. Now, Kathy, what about your hobbies? What do you do?
Ice skating, squash, and I like football.
Really?
To watch, yes.
To watch, and your team has to be Leeds United, doesn't it?
No, Nottingham Forest.
Really? Sad but true. And thank you, love. OK, we've got here an 80 and a 50. Good luck to the two of you. We want you to give us the names of hoofed animals of the world. Now, there are many species of hoofed mammals, with varying numbers of toes, but we want the names of any hoofed animal. Now, the example we'll give you is camel, but don't use camel, all right? So, names of hoofed animals of the world now.
Horse.
Donkey.
Mule.
Ass.
Hoofed animals. Let me think. A woman goes to the butcher's and said to him, have you got a sheep's head? He said, no, it's the way I part my hair.
I'm afraid we did have a repeat. You said ass, which in fact was a repeat of donkey. More you could have said like zebra, hippopotamus, fallow deer, rhinoceros, buffaloes, llamas. Annie, how did they score?
Well, Paul and Kathy had 3, so they have £30.
30. Yeah. So at the end of the first round, we've got Kathy and Paul on £30. There's Pat and Terry on £50, but in the lead at the moment, we've got Janet and David there on £80. Couple number 1. Here we go. Thank you, Annie. The more difficult round, this time you're playing for £80 for each correct answer, so this time we do give you one to start with. We still like you to answer alternately, but remember, this time I'll ask you the question individually. If you don't know the answer, say you don't know. I'll go on to your partner with the next question. 2 ways they can be stopped if they make a mistake or run out of time. So for £80, good luck. This question is about the earlier types of objects that are used nowadays. Now, we'll give you the early object, and we want you to give us its modern counterpart. Now, the daguerreotype was the forerunner to the modern photograph. So that's the one we'll start you with. The daguerreotype is the modern
photograph.
2, penny farthing.
Don't know.
3, bioscope.
Don't know.
4, phonograph.
Record player.
5, dolly tub.
Washing machine.
6, gas mantle.
Electric light.
7, kitchen range.
Cooker.
8, crystal set.
Don't know.
9, quill.
Pen.
10, earth closet.
Let me think. Photographs you mentioned, didn't you? All right. A bloke escaped from jail in England and he escaped to Ireland. So the English CID sent some mug photographs over. Like it was the front view, the right view, and the left view. And the Irish CID wrote back, we've caught the middle one, but we're still looking for the other 2.
David and Janet, out of time there were just 3 you didn't know. The penny farthing, of course, was the bicycle. You knew that, didn't you, Janet? The bioscope was the cinema and film projector, and the crystal set was the radio or the transistor radio. Annie, how'd they score?
They answered 6, so they have £480.
Yeah. 480. Okay, Annie, can we have the second questions? Thank you. For Pat and Terry here on £50 for each correct answer. Good luck to you. Here we are. The question is about objects that are used less frequently nowadays than they were in the past. Now, we will give you the name of the object, and we want you to tell us what they were used for. Now, a slate was used for writing on, so that's the one we'll start you with. The slate was used for...
Writing on.
2, snuffers. What were
Don't
snuffers?
know.
3, a feather bolster.
Don't know.
4, galoshes were...
Your shoes. Things.
5, Scotch hands.
Don't know.
6, a chamois leather.
For cleaning.
7, a pestle and mortar.
I don't know.
8, bellows.
Blowing a fire, lighting.
9, a church warden.
Don't know.
10, warming pan.
Warming pan in the bed to keep you warm.
Objects that's used less frequently today. About a wooden leg. You never see many people with wooden legs, do you? Fella goes to the doctor and says, oh, I've got an awful pain in my wooden leg. So the doctor said, you can't get a pain from your wooden leg. He said, you can't when the missus battered me with it this morning.
Well, Terry and Pat, you had your 10 questions there, and the 10th question was a warming pan. You said it was for warming yourself. Well, of course, it was for warming the bed. However, we'll accept that. Otherwise, you'd had a nasty mark somewhere. There was a few you didn't know. Feather bolster was an underpillow. The Scotch hands were for making butter pats. Pestle and mortar were used for grinding or crushing peppercorns, and a church warden was used for smoking, a pipe. Annie, how'd they score?
Pat and Terry scored 5 correct answers, so they have £250.
Okay. 250 there. All right, Annie, thank you. More difficult round for Kathy and Paul, again, holding hands very tightly. £30 each correct answer. This question is about objects which are known to have originated in one country in particular. We'll give you the object, and we want you to give us the country it originally came from. Now, the sitar is from India, So that's the one we'll start you with. The sitar is from...
India.
2. The mantilla from Mantilla.
Spain.
3. Tequila.
Mexico.
4. Balalaika.
Don't know.
5. Mansard roof.
Pass.
6. Kruger Rand.
Pass.
7. Stetson. The Stetson.
Texas.
8. Fondue dish. The fondue dish.
Now, Guinness comes from Ireland. Nobody mentioned that, did they? I mean, one fella walked in the pub, he said, 10 pints of Guinness. And the barman gave him 10 pints of Guinness. You know, he had 5 pints in one hand and 5 in the other. And the barman said, wouldn't you like a tray? He said, I have enough to carry.
Yeah, well, Paul and Kathy ran out of time. The 3 you didn't know there were Balalaika comes from Russia, Mansard roof, of course, it originated in France, and the Krugerrand, of course, from South Africa. You said Stetson, Texas, well, of course, in the United States. We accept that. So, Anne, how'd they score?
Kathy and Paul had 4, so they have £120.
120. So, at the end of the quiz, we've got Paul and Kathy on £120. There's Pat and Terry on £250. But the winners of the quiz this week, we've got Janet and David, £480. So, Kathy and Paul, we have to say goodbye to you, but I'm sure you're going to stick around and enjoy the rest of the evening with us. There's your £120 from Karen.
Thank you.
Your ceramic dusty bin. He's not got far to go home tonight, has he? Kathy, thank you. Take care. All the best. Good luck. Take care. Right, folks, we're back after the break with the elimination game to see who goes through to part 3 where all our big prizes are. See you then. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to part 2, ladies and gentlemen, where our remaining couples from Grays in Essex and Swinton in Lancashire are about to play our elimination game. Now, the theme of the show this week is folk legends, and our game is King Alfred and the Burnt Cakes. As you can see, each of our couples has an oven full of cakes. They have a paddle and a basket. Now, on the first whistle, we want the fellas to stand on the rock while, ladies, you go to the oven, use your paddle to take out a cake and throw it to your partner who's standing on the rock with his back to you with the basket behind him, okay? Repeat that as many times as you can. On the second whistle, you'll change places with your partner, which means, fellas, you use the paddle, throw the cakes. Girls, you've got to stand there with a basket behind you to catch. Third whistle, stop. Naturally, the couple with the most cakes in the basket goes through to part 3 with a chance to take home a great prize tonight. So, if you would please like to now get to your positions. That's it. And a very good luck to you. I'll take your watch for you, Terry. Sure I will. I'll make a few bob on that, too, with a bit of luck. All right, Jem, would you? OK, Karen is here with the whistle. Are you all set? Good. You know what you have to do right now. Good. 3, 2, 1. Change places, fellas. You throw those cakes. Girls, you've got to catch them. Hold it just there, would you? OK, put them down. Janet, that's it. Just put them all down. Come here. Let's get back into line and see how well we did there. Now then. All right then, Jenny, how did your couple score?
Well, David and Janet have scored 13.
13. Good. Well, now then, Elaine, how did your couple score?
My couple scored 10.
10? Oh, dear. Never mind, it was a terrific try.
Oh, thanks.
How about that? And they only met today. I think that's lovely. Congratulations, you're going through to part 3. Of course, we've got to say goodbye to you, Terry and Pat, right now, but the money you won was 250 quid, wasn't it?
That's right.
I remember that, Karen. Lovely. There you are. Take it, Terry.
Take that.
Yes. Oh, she said, take it, Terry. He gave it straight to Pat. There's your ceramic bin. And, of course, your leather photo frame. Don't forget, there's a photograph taken of you during the show. It's already on its way. Take care. How about a great round of applause, folks? Just that. Good luck, Terry. Cheers, mate. Oh, yeah, where's your watch? Where's his watch? Come down, David and Janet. There we are. Thanks very much, Terry. Where's me watch? Thought I was going to run away with his watch there. OK, we'd just like to get in nice and tight there so we can see you. You know what happens here, don't you? Good luck to you. You've got to work out whether we have a car on the show. We can tell you we've got a bin on the show this week, all right? Now then, as I said, the theme of our show this week is folk legends, those traditional stories that have been handed down from generation to generation. And our first such tale tells of a little girl with a very odd-sounding name. And it centres on her efforts to thwart a rascally animal villain. So here is Red Riding Hood.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't do that. You gave me a real fright.
That's the general idea, young lady.
Shouldn't you be out chasing chickens or something?
Foxes chase chickens. I'm a wolf. Wolves prowl around the forests, frightening young girls.
Why?
Well, it's traditional, isn't it? You are Little Red Riding Hood, are you not?
Oh, you are a clever fox.
Wolf, I'm a wolf.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you going, Little Red Riding Hood?
Mind your own business.
You are going to visit your grandma, aren't you?
So what?
What have you got in the basket?
Never you mind.
You're supposed to answer these questions. Will you stick to the story?
Oh,
dear.
I've got some things in this basket I got from the local store, and I'm taking them to my grandma's.
Aha! Hand them over. And the cloak.
What?
No buts, Little Red Riding Hood. I have plans to visit your grandma.
But you can't have the basket. I've just got it from the store.
Hand over the basket.
Oh, all right.
Is that the one?
Aye, that's her.
You can come along with me, young lady.
Aye? Hang on, who are you?
I'm the local constable and you're under arrest. And that's the owner of the local store.
And I saw you steal those things in that basket. What? I'd recognize those clothes anywhere. Here, tell them who I am.
Oh, this is Little Red Riding Hood. She's going to her grandma's. She told me.
Right.
So you were going to Grandma Hood's place, were you? She's a well-known fence. We've been trying to pin something on her for ages.
Oh, well, now you can catch her red-handed, can't you?
Yo, these are her clothes. I'm a wolf.
The story, some of them make up.
Yeah, sounds like a real fairy story to me.
Cheryl? Cheryl Murray, lovely to have you with us, Cheryl. Now, what's going to be the clue?
Ah, a toy bunny.
A toy bunny, no less. There you go, that's the clue. Lovely. What about the rhyme then for David and Jen?
Ah, yes. If you win this prize, we'll be the best of friends, but stick to 30 round the bends.
Ooh, it's a sneaky one straight away, isn't it, eh, Dave? What do you think?
It could be a lot of things. It could be a car. It could be... You don't always have a car, you know. Bunny. But a bunny.
We've got to think about it. Well, would you say a big thank you, please, to Cheryl Murray? Cheers, Cheryl, for you. All right, just think about it, and we'll move on. You know, one of the greatest folk legends concerns the formation of a gallant group of men headed by a monarch bent on doing good. Now, he was called King Arthur, and he had this idea of a novel piece of furniture where his followers could meet.
Well, I think you're mad. I mean, look, where are we going to get round tablecloths for a start?
I'm not going to take you shopping again. Problems all the time. I reckon they only call my court Camelot because you've always got the hump. Carpenter, come hither.
I wish they'd never invented the circular saw. Morning.
I want you to make me a piece of furniture.
Well, what do you like? A few chairs, a nice bench? How about a big chest? Oh, no. You've got one of those, haven't you?
Don't be insolent, Doug. This is my Queen Guinevere, my lifelong love and companion.
Then you must be...
You got it.
Sir Lancelot.
I am King Arthur, and you shouldn't believe all you read in the chronicles.
Here, if you're King Arthur, why are you talking like Kirk Douglas?
Because I can't do Richard Harris.
Oh, my humblest apologies, my liege lord. What's your pleasure?
None of your business. I want you to make me a table.
I shall make you the finest table you've ever seen. A table fit for this gracious lady to sit at its head.
Now, there'll be no head at my table. This table is for my knights.
Well, wouldn't the bed be more comfortable?
Look, I want this table for my knights to sit around without expostulations about their hierarchy.
Precisely. Well, how many are there?
20.
20 nights. That's nearly 3 weeks. Say, 2 foot 6 apiece, that's 50 feet. How about a nice 10 by 15?
No!
Well, what about a nice 7 foot square?
A fool, I want a round table like that one, only bigger.
No, this is a wheel, you see. This is a wheel. You're getting confused. I mean, wheels around, whereas, no, not that I want to contradict you. Oh, dear me, no. But, you see, tables, they do have a habit of being sort of rectangularish.
Look, you're a carpenter, I am a king, I want my round table. Are you trying to tell me it is not possible for me as your king to have my round table?
Yes.
Okay, forget it. I only want it to be famous anyway. I think I'll go and turn the tide back or burn some cakes or something. Come on.
Here, Alfred, I've got rid of him. You can have the round table, and mind you don't burn it.
Michael? Mike Goddard. Now then, Mike, what's going to be the clue?
It's an oil can.
An oil can is the clue?
There we are.
Right. What about the rhyme?
Right. In the works, we'll throw a spanner. This prize is worth 1 and a tanner.
Now then.
Right?
What do you think about that? Looks quite tough.
Bin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you say please thank you to Mike Goddard. Cheers,
Thank
Mike.
you, Ted.
So, no idea about that at all, huh? You've no idea? Any idea about the bunny? Can you remember what that was? No, not sighted. Shall we push on? A fur, you reckon that could be?
Or bunny playboy, something like that.
Bunny playboy. Sounds interesting, doesn't it, that? Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind a prize like that. Right, let's get on then. You know, next on our bill, we've got a musical night. Now, I don't mean an evening of song, but 3 delightful minutes of song performed by a knight. Here, in keeping with our Folk Legends theme, is Pete Atkin with his song, Errant Knight.
My lady and your champion's depressed. I'm not in shape to carry on the quest. I have to keep my speed down to a trot, or lose what little armour plate I've got. My screws are loose, my clamps are hanging off. My helmet topples every time I cough. I topple with it every time I charge. I gotta get this suit to a garage. Oh, do you wonder? I feel so uptight. Times were never tougher for an errant knight. Tomorrow I must fight Sir Valentine, thy hateful ravisher, the prancing swine. The time has come for him to meet his fate. From me, Sir Sagramore, the second rate. The joust is in the morning, Lady Anne, but you not there, my one and only fan. This time I pray that I may stay the course, not fall from the crane and miss my horse. Oh, do you wonder? I feel so uptight. Times were never tougher for an errant knight. Sir Valentine the violent, super sword, tilts with me tomorrow on the sward. Thy just revenge lies in my hand, and my faithful squire has bade me do or die. Put all his money on the other guy. So dost thou wonder I feel so uptight? Times were never tougher for an errant knight. Oh, do you wonder I feel so uptight? Times were never tougher, like rugged man and rougher. Times were never tougher for an errant knight.
Hey. OK, Pete, now then, what are you going to leave for the clue?
Well, I thought it was a medieval pastry cutter, but I'm told it's a spur.
A spur, yeah, I think I'll go along with that. It is very medieval, though. A spur is the clue. And what about the rhyme?
The rhyme. Camelot Arthur ruled. You'd be first to agree. Could Arthur remain as he was initially?
There we are. OK, ladies and gentlemen, Pete Atkin. Thank you, Pete. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Right. David, Janet, I can read you the toy bunny again, or the oil can. That was brought in by Cheryl Murray, remember? And Mike Goddard brought the oil can. What would you like to hear out of those two?
Yes.
The bunny you want to hear again? OK, yes. Cheryl said, if you win this prize, we'll be the best of friends. But stick to 30 round the bends.
It's a dog.
It's a dog. It's a greyhound.
It's a dog, it's a greyhound? First of all, it was something to do with the Playboy Club, wasn't it?
A man's best friend.
A man's best friend and a bunny's on a greyhound track. And
Yes.
they go 30 miles an hour round a bend.
Oh, is that right? They actually do 30 round the bend, do they?
So we've heard, not the ones we back, but we
I
have.
see. Oh, so you do back? Well, it's up to you. You remember, you got the oil can as well. There's 3 here. We have to reject one right now.
One and a tenner. You reckon that's furniture?
Yeah.
Tenner.
Yes? Could you do with any furniture? Could you do with the run round a dog
I don't know
track?
what that is.
We don't like that one.
Get rid of that one.
You want to get rid of that one?
Yeah.
Reject that
You want to reject the oil?
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. You're
I'll beat
definitely...
him up later.
You're going to smash him up later. OK. Mike Goddard brought in the oil can and said, in the works, we throw a spanner. This prize is worth 1 and a tanner. So let's see, it is what you've rejected. Well, we throw a spanner in the works. Well, did you think we were trying to make you win Dusty Bin there? Well, we did say worth 1 and a tanner. Now, the clue, in fact, was tanner. Any idea what it could be?
Hide.
Hide.
Furniture.
Hide. What do you reckon?
Or leather.
Leather, you think so too? Well, in fact, what you've rejected is this home solarium sunbed. Now, just look at this. Go round there we are. OK, Eugene, fellas, let's dismantle it and see how it works. This is a solarium sunbed. Now, what about that there? Hey, can we switch it on too? Zoe, would you like to just lie on there and see how you tan yourself all year round? Look at that. Can you see that?
You love that.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Roll over, Zoe. Show you how you can do it both sides. That's it. Beautiful, huh? Can't be bad. You've rejected. You like going around with a nice tan? Well, stick with that and look at it for a moment. You've rejected it. OK. Folks, we'll be back after the break with Dusty Bin and more prizes. See you then. Part 3, ladies and gentlemen, where our remaining couple have just rejected a fabulous prize of a solarium sunbed. Well over £1,100, in fact, is what it was worth. We're going to push on with our theme of folk legends. You know, in old English tales, legend had it that young maids were often swept off their feet by a Prince Charming. Now, the other method of finding true love was said to involve the transformation of a small amphibian into a royal personage.
What a lovely glade. I know what a lovely day it is. I do love these fresh summer mornings. And listening to the little insects playing. And the birdies singing their merry songs in the tall trees. Hello, Mr. Blackbird. How are you today?
That's fine, ma'am.
Hello, thrushes and sparrows. Good morning, everyone. Oh, what beautiful flowers. Still damp after being kissed by the morning dew. Oh, you smell beautiful today. What's this, a spy? Oh, it's a frog. What an handsome frog you are.
Yeah, thank you, fair maiden.
You are?
I said thank you.
Who spoke? Who's there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it was you?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know frogs could speak.
You haven't been reading your fairy stories, have you?
Fairy stories? Oh, you mean...
You got it. I'm not really a frog.
Oh, hang on, it's coming back to me now. You're not really a frog because a wicked witch cast an evil spell on you.
Got it. 10 out of 10.
And so the story goes, if I kiss you, you'll turn into an handsome prince.
Right on.
Oh, well, here goes. I've done it. I've turned him back into an handsome prince.
I'm very much obliged. I was getting pretty sick of hopping around all over the place anyway. You know, I must be the only non-swimming frog around.
Now, just a minute, if my memory does serve me correctly. Now I've brought you back. You marry me, and we'll live happily ever after in your fairy tale castle.
You crazy or something? You think I'd marry some dumb broad that walks around talking to flowers and kissing little froggies? Yes. You must be out of your mind and you're joking.
Hey, Maxton G. Beesley. Max, what's going to be the clue?
That's it, Ted the mushroom.
The mushroom, or is it a toadstool?
A toadstool, I don't know.
Well, it's near enough for Jazz.
You like the gear? This is my jumpsuit.
Okay, Max, what's the rhyme?
I've got a frog in my throat. Do you think this prize worth having? It's certainly worth a pile. It wouldn't half make a pet, so see what you get. But a myth is as good as a mile.
Ah, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, Maxton G. Beesley. Cheers, Max. Thanks, Dave. Right, well, I can read you the toy bunny again, or the spur that was brought in by Pete Atkin. You want to hear that again? Pete Atkin said, he said, Camelot Arthur ruled. You'd be the first to agree. Could Arthur remain as he was initially?
Initially.
Camelot
Arthur rules. That could be a car.
So which one's going to go?
That one?
Yes.
Right, the last
The
one.
mushroom or
The mushroom?
toadstool.
The one that's just come in from Maxton G. Beesley? Do you agree on that? Yes. All right, you're all rejecting. Oh, that's nice. Good. Okay, so let's see. It says, do you think this price worth having? It's certainly worth a pile. It wouldn't half make a pet. So see what you get. But a myth is as good as a mile. So you're still sure about it, eh? Well,
Yeah,
you've got to
go
be
on.
because you've
Research.
rejected it.
Research
Let's
it,
have a
yeah.
look and see what it says. It's certainly worth a pile. Now, what of? Money or rubbish? Well, we know what you're hoping it is. Or is pile something to do with a carpet? We said it wouldn't half make a pet. So if you took... Ooh, Janet, you're going mad there. If you took pet away from carpet, what have you got left? But we were being very tricky here. We said a myth is as good as a mile. You've mythed Dusty Ben. Yeah! Okay. Oh, dear. We get cheers as I reject him. She says, oh, that's super, and even a few boos. A booze for a poor old Dusty. Well, he's been rejected, thank goodness, so you know you're going home with something decent tonight. OK, Annie, take the rascal away. Off goes Dusty Ben. We go back to the table. Well done. So, OK, you're on a pretty good streak right now, and we're going to have our last sketch. We meet, you know, one of those legendary baddies, a rascal, that you might meet en route, the highwayman. Now, there was one person who earned more notorious acclaim than any other in this profession, and he was, of course, guess who? Dick Turpin.
Stand and deliver. Oh, it's me, you fool. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Mr. Turpin. It's me mask. It keeps slipping.
Stupid boy.
Here, it's ever so good of you to take me on as your apprentice, Mr. Turpin. My old grey-haired mum wasn't half pleased when she heard I was learning a trade.
Your mother isn't grey-haired.
She is now. She's heard what the trade is.
Customers! Quick, lad, behind that tree.
But I went before we came out, Mr. Turpin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
How much further is it, dear?
Not far now, but I must stop and let the fillies graze for a few minutes. Off You go have a nibble. Go on. Shh. Go away. Go and have a nibble. Go on.
Stand and deliver! Your money or your life.
I think the young gentleman wants you, dear.
He said life.
No, I think he said wife, dear.
I said life, 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 life.
No, young man, I distinctly heard wife.
I see. All right, my mistake. We'll do it again. I had enough trouble with Red Riding Hood, dear. Your money or your wife? Life! You've got me confused now.
Would it help if I assumed you mean life?
Thank you.
Right, shoot!
Pardon?
Shoot!
But I don't want to kill you.
You gave me the choice, and I've chosen.
Well, that's silly.
No, it isn't. I haven't got any money.
Well, jewellery then.
Oh, no.
Don't try that. I know you. You're Lord Elpers from Struth Manor.
Not anymore. I'm ruined. I'm broke.
Oh, Lord, don't cry. No, don't cry. You'll upset me. Look, don't take it too hard. Here's a few pieces of gold to tide you over.
You're very kind. I wouldn't take it myself. But me two daughters, they work so hard, pulling this all day, and they hardly ever get their oats.
Oh. I think we can help them out there, eh, Jim? Hey?
Oh, goody, goody.
Get the hardest off.
Chuck
Come
this
along.
away.
That's it.
What's this? Bit of leather? Oh.
Come along.
Hey,
Come along.
what's going on?
Here. Never get in, you silly. Gee up! Get up!
Here, Mr. Turpin. Is this what you meant when you said when we'd finished we'd go into town and pull a couple of birds?
What?
Oh, wait a minute. Who is it? Is it a highwayman? Is it a bandit? Is
Stop! Hold it right there. You thought you were here tonight to play 3, 2, 1, but you're not. Because tonight...
Oh, no. No.
Tonight, Ted Rogers, star of stage, screen, and cutting room floor. This is your clue. All right, now, don't mark, no.
It's Chris. Now, this is the clue, Chris.
Yes, I am leaving you a pair of handcuffs.
A pair of handcuffs.
Right.
They really are handcuffs, too,
They are
aren't
indeed,
they?
yeah.
And about the rhyme, what does it say?
Oh, yes, now you listen to this. Oh. You can fool some of the people, Lincoln said, especially if they're jerks. As we know that you are not, we're going to give you the works.
Thank you.
Yes, good night.
Chris Emmett.
Ted Rogers, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Chris. Right. So, the toy bunny brought in by Cheryl, of course, and the spur, which was brought in by Pete Atkin. Which one of those would you like to hear again?
Which one? Bunny? Just for one more?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Listen to
To hear the bunny again? Right, okay. Cheryl said if you win this prize, we'll be the best of friends, but stick to 30 round the bends.
It's a great hand.
Oh, it really is it?
He's so sure it's great.
I know. And he loves it too. He loves greyhound racing,
Yes.
isn't he? What are you going to do then, David? Which one's going? Definitely the toy bunny?
Yes.
Hooray! Okay. Cheryl Murray's toy bunny said if you win this prize, we'll be the best of friends, but stick to 30 round the bends. Now then, the clue, of course, was a toy bunny, and who or what is a man's best friend?
A dog.
Right, yeah. Now, what kind of dog would chase a bunny round bends? You're absolutely right. Your very own greyhound. Oh, dear. Look at that.
Never mind.
That's right. He's nearly crying here, ladies and gentlemen. Come back here, David. Come and have a look at him.
He's so upset.
Now then, this is Jim Brown, right, Jim? That's correct. Jim is the dog's trainer. Now, what do you think this dog might be called? I happen to know what it's called. He has a name of Dusty Bin, would you believe? Now, he wouldn't have been the prize, but it would have been his brother. Is that right, Jim?
That's correct, Ted.
In fact, one of his litter, being Dusty Bin. Right. Not only would you have had the greyhound, you'd have had the whole training fees paid for a year, the kennel fees, vets fees, the whole lot, and of course every race it entered. If it had won, that would have been winnings in your pocket. If it had been good enough to go into the Greyhound Derby, you know what the prize is there? What is it, David?
15,000.
No, it's not. Not 15,000. It's well over £22,000, they tell me. Don't tell him anymore. Unfortunately, Dusty, it's been rejected. Take him away, Jim. Thanks so much. Take care. Dusty Bin, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, dear. Well, I must say, you've been terrific tonight. You've really worked out the clues so well, and you stuck with that all the way down the line, and you'd have loved it, right? Yeah. Oh, dear. Now we have two left. I can read both of these again. This one was, yes, this was brought in, as you know, by Chris in the last sketch, Dick Turpin. He says, you can fool some of the people, Lincoln said, especially if they're jerks. As we know that you're not, we're going to give you the works. That's what he said. Any ideas still? No? Pete Atkin brought this in from the third item. In fact, the clue was the spur. He said, Camelot Arthur ruled. You'd be the first to agree. Could Arthur remain as he was initially?
Can Arthur remain, C-A-R again? Twice that must be
Arthur remain? Can Arthur remain?
And you've got Camelot Arthur rules,
C-A-R.
And the same one again on the second one.
So we have two. One has to be rejected. You're going to reject the handcuffs?
Yes.
OK, let's see whether the handcuffs were right. You can fool some of the people, Lincoln said, especially if they're jerks. Now, as we know that you're not, we're going to give you the works. Now, all right, what was it that Lincoln said? You can fool some of the people.
Some of the time.
Some of the time, that's what he said. We said we were going to give you the works. You've got something to put on your wrists here with handcuffs. Well, we've got something a lot better than handcuffs. You were practically right. You've rejected two beautiful gold watches. Just look at these. Here they are. Now, Elaine has them. Look at those. There you are. Two fabulous. Well, just put them across your wrist there, would you, just for one sec? That's it, Janet. There you go, David. Put that across. Just for one moment. Now, I can tell you, they are gold. Now, you know how gold's gone up over the last few weeks? Yes. They are well over £500 each, at least. Two fabulous prizes.
You see, you said handcuffs and they rejected them now.
They've got to go, I'm afraid. They've been rejected. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Elaine. Take it away. This is great. She said, this has just got to be. And he's saying, we have assumed there is a car on the show. You know how tricky we get, right? Yeah. We got tricky with Dusty Bin. Remember that? Everyone was elated with that when he went. Right. Pete Atkin said, Camelot Arthur ruled. You'd be the first to agree. Could Arthur remain as he was initially? OK. The key word, of course, was initially. Camelot Arthur ruled. Could Arthur remain? You know the initials there. You worked it out way ago. You've won tonight's star prize, the car. Here we are, Karen. In you get. There we are. That's fine. Lovely. Hey. Fantastic. Well done, David. Congratulations, mate. Lovely. Cheers, Jan. God bless you. Oh, dear. What a way to go. What a way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it always seems to happen when they win the car. They're sitting in there, the pair of them bawling away. You wouldn't believe it. It's so nice to have winners like that on our last programme. As I said at the beginning of the show, we're back at the end of the year with 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you later on. Have a good year, everybody. Take care.